Getting ready to go on a trip, going right in between Washington, D.C. and New York City. And this trip is going to take place between 9/11 and about 9/14 of this year, which is 2011. And you know, there is a big threat with terrorist activity. When I was getting ready to go on this trip, I thought, you know what, I need to have something to come home on. And I am going to be driving to this area, which was my choice. I didn't really want to be flying on 9/11. And so I just decided to put together a get home bag, which I've had different ones in the past, but this one, with the threat that's going on, I've kind of taken this one pretty seriously. So I'm going to show you my get home bag and just talk a few things. You know, we always talk about bug out bags, but get home can be just as important, if not more important, and more probable. Now, I've decided to use a good sturdy backpack, and I wanted something that was really high quality. And this is by Osprey, and it's the Mana 30. And it is a high quality backpack, which I'm going to be doing a separate review just specifically on this backpack. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about you having something in your car in case there's any kind of issue. You know, it could be a hurricane, it could be an earthquake. Of course, a terrorist threat obviously is something that we're looking at right now. But there's a lot of reasons to have a good get home bag. Why not have something you can keep in your car and keep with you that if you really needed to, if you're stranded, if you're locked down on a freeway, you can pack this and get out of the situation and have what you need to survive. Now, one of the most important things about a get home bag is having things that are already on your person. And one of the first things, of course, is a good belt. You need to have a good, this is a bull leather belt, and I get this from Battle Boy Surplus, and it's really an excellent belt. It makes a good platform, and you can wear this with anything, so it doesn't stand out. You have your keys, your billfold. One thing that you might forget about is having a good supply of cash on hand. And the ATM machines are down and the credit card machines aren't working. You know, you're going to need some money. You're going to need something to be able to, just in case you have an emergency that you can take care of. Good cell phone. This is a G-Zone Brigade, and this is military spec. It'll stand, it's waterproof, shockproof, and you know, it's a really great phone. And believe me, I need it. I can tear these things up. One of the things on my keyring though that I keep is a small Swiss Army knife, a light, and you know, and of course my keys. And you can add things to this that could help you in a bad situation, just like this. Have a really high quality pocket knife like this, Benchmade. Of course, this is a review coming up as well. And a very good flashlight. And not just one of your cheap flashlights. You need something that's really going to stand out and really stand up. This is a nice jet beam, and I've done a review earlier on this, and I keep this flashlight in my pocket at all times. I love this little light, but you really need a flashlight, and you'll find that if you ever start to carry one, you don't know how you've done without it. Also keep a Sharpie with me, because Sharpies will about mark on anything, and it's just great. The other thing is a good pair of boots or some kind of shoes that are really good for walking. And I just keep these in my car, and when I need to, I can switch out my regular shoes, especially if I'm driving. You know, of course, your sidearm for protection. Now, one of the things I want to mention about a sidearm especially is according to the area you're going into. And of course, I'm traveling across state lines, and you really need to know your laws. Traveling across state lines, though, is, you know, you're getting into some unfamiliar areas. I definitely want to be armed, but you need to look at your laws. And one thing I want to highly recommend, especially when you're traveling, is the Traveler's Guide to the Firearms Laws of the 50 States. And I've reviewed this specifically. It's J. Scott Kappas, and an excellent book, goes through every state and what you can expect. Now, one of the things in choosing a pack is to make sure that you have a good hydration system. And this Osprey does come with a great bladder that comes in the back. In fact, it's one of the state-of-the-arts. I'm going to be showing all that later. I'm not going to go into it now. But as you can see, the tube comes around, and it will give you water. You can only live 3 days without water. So that is one of your #1 priorities when having a to-go bag, your get-home bag. It does have compression straps, which makes it really nice. You need just essentials, guys. If you start packing a whole bunch of extra in here, you're going to find this is really heavy. And according to the distance you need to get out of an area, once you get out of a certain area, you may be able to have a cell phone coverage and be able to have assistance in getting home. But if you need a couple of days, if you're kind of stuck in an area, then you need to be ready for that. Now, one of the first things that you want to do is have a good, and this is just a good overshirt. It's a very nice, high quality fleece shirt. It's very thin, but it is incredibly warm. A lot of my survival items in this bag, and I'm not going to go through each one, but I just want to get the highlights. It does have a flashlight, a compass, has a little Cliff Bar, some stick, have another knife in here, some duct tape. I do have this little survival kit in here. I do make my own survival kit sometimes, but a lot of times it's very easy to purchase one of these little survival tins. This is a BCB. I've done this, a mountain survival tin, and some of the things that you might not think about, it may have it. You need multiple fire starting capabilities. Now I have some lighters because they're just easy, but I also have some other, and we're going to look at that as well. I have paracord shoved in here on this side, and I do have some ear protection. You never know what kind of situation you might be in, so a little ear protection is very good. A sewing kit in there as well. This is just a survival kit to have a lot of different items that I might need. I mentioned the water bladder, but I do have one of the Berkey filters, the Sport Berkeys, which this filters water. You can pour it in here and the filter system is built in. So this is an excellent thing to carry in case you need water on the go and you run out of water in your bladder and you can't find good water. I'm carrying a couple of extra magazines as well, which is really important. Now this is something that to me is a real heavy meal bag that I use in case I need to make some kind of shelter or I need to get out of the rain. You can use this for a lot of different things. But inside here I have broken down an MRE. And you know, if you put it in the big bag, it's just really big and cumbersome. Break that open and put all of your goods, and I just wrap it up in this bag, and it makes it really nice to kind of seal it together. Extra pair of socks, very important. And then I also have down here, and this is one thing you want to do, is roll up your clothes into one little roll. This makes it very easy to pack. I rolled up this shirt as well, but you just roll it up into a tight wad. You can have your shirt, an extra clean pair of underwear in here. And one thing too is, these are some Tac-Lite Pros, and they're excellent pants. Extra pockets in here that make it really good to carry some of your extra items, such as your phone, a knife, a flashlight, all those kind of things you might need to get to very quickly. Okay, in the front pocket here, I have a map of the United States. I am going to be traveling over many states. I could get just one of the Northeast, but this one gives me all of my destinations. Also, I have an emergency space blanket in here. Okay. In here, it just opens up the compression straps. And then what I have in here is a pair of binoculars. And I have another small kit with most of my essentials. And redundancy is very important. Here I have another knife. This is a Leek from Kershaw. Love this Ken Onion design. I have a nice, this is just a little mag light. And it's the XL50. Great little light. Pen. And then I have a multi-tool right here, which is the Gerber suspension. And this is a great little bag, by the way, by Maxpedition. And it just keeps everything together. It's one of the shells. This is the tactical R7 shell. And of course I've done a little paracord braid on here just because I like it. You can actually put a belt loop through here and wear it on your belt if you need to. In the very front pocket here, I have an aircrew survival guide. This is great for any of your survival needs, anything, you know, especially if you're in a high stress situation, you can really look up a lot of information. Also, what's important is to carry a hat, because if you're out in the sun, it'd be really great to have a hat to be able to put on and keep that in your bag. Right below that, this is one of the things that this features. There is a cover to put over your bag. Now this is bright red, and you may be able to use this also as an emergency signal of some sort, but you can keep this over your bag and keep it from getting wet in the elements. In here, and I missed this little pocket, but here's something else here. This has a lot of my tools. I have a Mutt Leatherman, and this is a great multi-tool. Has a lot of great functions on it. It just covers a lot of bases. Here's a fire steel. It's a very inexpensive one, but it works great, and so I've just thrown it in my pack as well. Redundancy. Another knife. And of course, this is a Columbia River. It's an M16. I do have a survival whistle and a Write in the Rain pad with a space pen that writes on here. So this is my DPX Hest. I keep it in this side pocket with the sheath. I can use this to put it onto my belt if I need to. Excellent knife. I've done a review on this. This is made by Essie Knives, which was formerly Rat Cutlery. Great knife. They no longer make this particular knife, but there are others that are similar to this. And this really is a great survival tool. Now on the other side, this is something that I keep just for information. And this is just a little transistor radio. And I keep batteries in it. And I can tune in and listen to local radio stations to see what's going on. Here in the front pockets here, I do have a set of gloves. These are mechanics gloves. And these are great for, for not to tear up your hands, and also can keep them warm at night if it turns cool, which is starting to turn a little cool. Then on this side, I have another flashlight, and this is the Polaris XT10, which I've done before, and a lot of great features, really high quality light. Again, redundancy is important. I have 3 flashlights plus the light on my keys, and many of you think, well, hey, why do you need that many? But have a lot of law enforcement friends, and they'll tell you that when you need a light, it seems like something goes wrong with it. Even some of the most expensive, high-quality lights. Now, one important thing, and I didn't put this in my pack yet because I'd already packed it when I thought about it, but a first aid kit is very important. This is the AMP3, and you can check USN Doc. In fact, I'll have the link to this kit. He is a medical doctor, an emergency room doctor, and this is the individual first aid kit, the IFAC, and this is a great product. One of the things I want to say about something like this too, especially something that's put together by a professional, is that it's there. Everything is complete and all together. Now, throwing a lightweight tent in the pack, or carrying it separately or attaching it to your pack, a small sleeping bag would be important. But those are big and cumbersome, and you need to see, you may want to have that in your car and just see if you can carry it. But really, I'm more serious about just this pack, being able to put it on my back and hitting the road if I need to. Got everything packed in here, even had room for the IFAC or the AMP3, and fit nicely in here. One of the things about a great pack, especially with these compression straps, is you're able to get the pack tightened down. And also, if things are a little bit out of sync, you can move it around and get it to where it's going to be balanced on your back. Now, you can find this incredible pack at goinggear.com. Just an excellent pack, and he carries a whole line. Marshall's a good friend of mine. He provided this pack for me to, to review and to test out. And so part of my review is to take it with me out of town and, just go through it, look at it, and I hope that I don't have to give it the ultimate test. But I'm going to tell you what, guys, putting together a good get-home bag is just as important as putting together a bug-out bag. Guys, get your get-home bag together, put it in your car, just pack it away, leave it there, and if you ever need it, it could save your life. And as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more fun gun reviews and sensible survival. God bless America. Long live the Republic. I don't choose to let the Islamic extremists kill me. I'd rather go out in style with a nice cigar. God bless America.